as you say, they were really hardcore. You could not do a single mistake, then you would be punished by death and you had to start all over again and kind of build up as you progress through the level. And it was always a challenge within the game design to see how much of that can be retained within a kind of a modern game, you can say, while still making it possible for people to make mistakes and kind of adjust their play style as they go along. So it's been a very big focus for Absolution to say that there's a strong focus on, you can say, finding your kind of strategy within the level. That if you want to find the depth and you want to find your own kind of perfect way of completing the level, that is completely possible. But it's not the only way of completing the level. So one thing that we've been focusing a lot on is the player communication. That we want to convey to the player that there is all these possibilities, and it's up to them to find out how they use this and how they want to go about doing it. There is inherently in the Hitman fantasy, we find that most players actually they want to be, you can say, a professional player. They want to play it as a professional assassin and not be kind of like a Rambo kind of player. So, which of course we're very happy with, because that's, you can say, where the fantasy comes from. It's trying to be like a professional killer. But that's not the only way you can go about with the game. So if you just want to, how to say, you want to go in and just see what happens, and you take things as they go. That's one way of playing the game, and you might survive and you can kind of play through the levels, but it might not be the most kind of deep experience that you will get. Then you have to go back and say, okay, what was actually the best way of going about these problems and finding your own solution to it. When it comes to this kind of hardcore aspect, we have, because we know we have a lot of fans which are very hardcore, we have a special game mode which is called like a purist mode in difficulty settings, which is catering to that audience that wants a real big challenge and a very, you can say, as you say, trial and error approach to the game. Feature has been causing a lot of controversy on the Hitman forums, and we kind of expected that, because it is, you can say, it is controversial in a game that's been so what to say, so mechanical in the old games. But one thing that we really tried to address with Instinct was the fact that in previous Hitman games the people playing would spend a lot of time in the map mode, kind of scoping out the situations, seeing, and you can basically say the map in Hitman was like in God mode, right, where you can see everything that would happen in the entire level. Extremely powerful, but also a kind of like a cheating way, you can say. If you want to be a purist, you shouldn't know these things, right? You should just kind of learn it by walking around in a 3D world. So the Instinct feature is a reaction to that in a way that we are putting the information into the world, but we're localizing it a little bit more, so it's more around where you are, and you will also be able to somehow predict where some of the NPCs will end up. So if they're close to you, if there's a guard passing by in 20 seconds, you will be able to know that and react to that. This is also something we try to do because the AI in Absolution is far more complex than any other Hitman game, and they're capable of much more. So the Instinct feature allows the player to kind of have a little bit of an upper hand on the AI, because they are usually the ones that have the largest numbers. So if you kind of mess with them and they manage to communicate with each other, you have a big problem on your hands. So the Instinct feature, you can say it makes the game more playable in a way, and a little bit less trial and error. And we're very happy to see that when we have these kind of hardcore Hitman fans playing the game, playing the hands-on code, they end up using Instinct quite a bit, because it is a very useful feature, and they find out for themselves that it's not really a winning mechanic. It's basically just another tool allowing you to show, okay, what's about to happen in the world and who should I watch out for, and how can I react to this before it becomes a big problem.